This is the Independent Community Police Oversight Commission meeting, June 25th, 2024. And I call this meeting to order. Ms. Cumming, would you please do the roll call?
Yes. Commissioner Othman.
Present.
Commissioner Billups.
Present.
Chair Carter. Commissioner Milgram.
Here.
Commissioner Pipkins. Commissioner Green. Commissioner Haynes. Commissioner Eliakin.
Here.
Commissioner Francis.
Here.
Commissioner Goldrich. That's it, right? Growlett. I'll get it right. And Councilmember Harrison. We have a quorum. We can start.
Okay, well, thank you, everyone, and thank you for attending our meeting, whether in person or by Zoom or virtual. And I would like to have a motion to approve the agenda for June 25th, 2024 meeting of ECPAC. Second? Second. In favor?
Aye.
Against? The motion is carried to approve the agenda for this meeting. I also, you have a chance to look at the minutes from our May meeting. If you have any discussions about that, or if you have any concerns, any corrections, please do so before we make a motion to approve the minutes from the May meeting. Any discussions regarding the minutes of our May meeting?
Commissioner Green's here. Come on in.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. We'll give a chance to Commissioner Green to, if he has any kind of comments towards the minutes from our last meeting. We just approved the agenda for this.
Thank you for asking.
Okay, if there are no comments regarding the minutes from our May meeting, I would like to ask for a motion to approve the minutes from May meeting.
So moved.
So moved?
Second.
Second? Votes for?
Aye. Aye.
Against? Well, based on our voice approval, the minutes from our last meeting is approved. Okay. Now we come to public comments. Each one is having 3 minutes to address the Commission concerning any of the issues they have. Ms. Cummins, do we have anybody? First of all, in person, anyone over here would like to address or having any public comments?
Is there anyone here at the commission meeting who would like to address the commission or make a public comment? This would be the only time and opportunity to do so. You have 3 minutes to address the commission. If nobody is here, we will move forward. Is there anybody online currently who would like to make a public comment? Seeing none online, public comment is now closed. We will move on to the chair report.
Ms. Cummings had printed the report from the chair, and I think probably would leave it to you for a few minutes to go over, pair me reading that. So we'll just go ahead and look at the report from the chair, and we'll give it 3 minutes.
In case anyone online wants to hear it.
Topics on.
Okay. Okay, let's the report from the chair. Chair says, good afternoon. I'm sorry that I will not be able to be with you today. I thank Commissioner Othman for serving as chair pro tem for today's meeting. Welcome to Commissioner Grolik. We welcome forward to working with you. Over the last month, information managers continue to review complaints that we receive. There has been concern expressed in the community about Ann Arbor police presence at the U of M campus during the student protest took place about the war in Gaza. We looked into the matter, and we have been informed that while there have been Ann Arbor officers on standby during these protests, pursuant to a mutual aid agreement, they only become involved in campus incidents where they are asked to assist in situation that presents an imminent danger. This apparently was not the case recently, and we are informed that none of our officers were involved in removing the students, etc. By the way, pursuant to our agreement, the city is reimbursed where our officers are called upon, such as when they assist in the university athletic events such as football games. We continue to meet with Chief Anderson, and we appreciate his responsiveness with regard to arranging for printing and laminating the cards containing the details of driving equality ordinance for the officers to hand out to the public. We also had the cards available to distribute at the Juneteenth event sponsored by the Ann Arbor NAACP. Commissioner Pipkin and I were able to staff an information table along with the Human Rights Commission and the Commission on Disability. Several of the community members were very happy to have information about the driving equality ordinance in the form of cards. Thank to Commissioner Pipkin for her help. Commissioner Green and I indicated our interest in attending Nicole annual conference this fall. By the way, it's going to be in October, between the 13th and 17th of October in Tucson, Arizona. I think still it's open for any commissioner to attend. And also we have a budget to cover the expenses. Okay. So Commissioner Green and I have indicated our interest in attending Nicole annual conference this fall. Hopefully other commissioners will also be able to attend. Please let Ms. Cummings know if you are interested so she can make necessary arrangements. I am also making arrangements to attend a Noble National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives annual training conference in August. I was particularly interested in one of their workshops entitled Preventing and Rooting Out Extremism in Law Enforcement, a topic about which I have expressed interest previously, as well as other workshops that may prove educational for us. I will be reporting back at our fall meeting. I think that our public forum introducing Chief Anderson was a success. I thank Commissioner Francis for arranging the venue, and I want to give a big round of thanks to Ms. Cummings for making all of the arrangements. We are also very pleased to have her working with us and for us in all that we do. As we know, we will not have a meeting in July and August. Our committees may have work that continues through the summer. Please begin to give some thoughts to our next program year and what we may be able to accomplish. I know there is interest, and we will continue to study an armed response and shoot to wound issues. I wish you all a very happy, healthy, and safe summer. Stay well, and I'll see you in September. With kindest regards, Stephanie. And this is the chair's report.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, do we have any old business, Ms. Cummings?
At this time, we have no old business on the agenda. Next, we will move to new business.
Okay, new business. I would like to welcome to the commission new commissioner Nathaniel Grolick. And I know you were here with us last meeting. You were not introduced officially, but you're here. Please give us something about your life and your interest and why you wanted to be part of this commission. Listen.
Could you also please speak into the... Thank you. Yep.
Okay. Hello, my name is Nathaniel Grolick. I was born and raised in Ann Arbor. I've lived here my whole life. It's an honor to be on the commission, and I hope to be of service to the commission and the people of Ann Arbor more broadly. Currently, I am a U of M anthropology student conducting research on my experience as a commissioner and policing in Washtenaw County in general, but I want to emphasize that I am not representing the university as a commission and my thoughts or opinions. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, the second item on the new business agenda is to elect a chair and vice chair for the year 24-25. So the term will, the appointment will supposed to start at the end of May or beginning of June, but because of the public event that we had in May, things had moved to this meeting. And the term is usually for 1 year from June 1st of 1 year to the May 31st of the following year. And any commissioner can if he or she would like to serve as a chair or vice chair, it's open to all. In terms of chair, Chair Carter, she expressed her willingness to serve as a chair for this coming year. And anyone else would want to be a chair?
At this time, if you would like to nominate yourself for chair or vice chair of the commission, please do so at this time. We only have Chair Carter for chair. Do we have a nomination for vice chair? Take your time. Commissioner Green, wonderful.
No, I would like to nominate someone for vice chair.
Who would you like to nominate?
I would like to nominate Mohammed Atman for vice chair.
For vice chair. Commissioner Othman, do you accept the nomination for run for vice chair?
I would accept, and I'll be honored to serve as vice chair.
Vice chair. Okay, so Commissioner Othman has accepted the nomination for vice chair. Do we have any other nominations for vice chair? Wonderful. So then we will go into the vote. The first vote will be for commission chair. The nomination we have is for Stephanie Carter. Do we need to have a discussion on the nomination?
Did we have somebody officially nominate Chair Carter? Or,
Yeah.
Yes.
so that, okay, good.
Yep.
All right.
No other discussion? Commissioner Othman, you can ask for a vote.
Okay. In favor of Chair Carter, vote for Chair Carter. If you agree, say aye.
Aye.
Against?
Congratulations. Stephanie
Congratulations.
Carter remains the chair of ICPOC. Next, we will go to our vice chair nomination. Do we need to have a discussion on the vice chair nomination?
Because I know the last time we were talking about Commissioner Ottman's term. So is that still up for question, or is it still good to go?
Nope, he's good to go.
Yeah, I thought my term would end of May, but they gave me 3 years. Yes.
Alrighty, any other discussion? All right,
Well,
You make a motion to,
make a motion to vote on vice chair.
Somebody else has to make the motion, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll move.
Neil moves to make a motion. A second?
In favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion's
Awesome,
carried.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
This is great, congratulations. We
Thank-
now have a chair and vice
Thank-
chair for
thank-
ICPOC.
Thank you. Thank you so
Stephanie
much.
Carter will remain chair. Vice chair is
yeah.
Mohammed Othman.
Yeah, and on behalf of Chair Carter and myself, I would like to thank the commissioners for their trust and also for the vote of confidence in us. I know it's a responsibility, and I hope that we can be, as you are expecting us to perform our duties diligently, with fidelity, and to serve the community that we were appointed and to serve them, to make sure that we look after the interest of all our residents. Thank you.
Reports from committees.
Okay, now we come to reports from committees. Policy Committee.
Thank you for asking, but I do not have an update at this
Okay.
time.
Okay. Training Committee.
That's Neil. Training committee?
Training Committee? No report. Outreach Committee?
Just briefly, thank you again to Ms. Cummings for your great work for our public forum last meeting. That was tremendous. We are still hoping to do a ICPOC day at the market. I'm thinking, because currently I am the outreach committee, so I've conferred with myself, and I think I want to pose to the rest of the team here, but I'm thinking it might be nice to do that possibly in September when we re-adjourn and people are back in Ann Arbor for the academic year as well. We might have a bigger turnout. So tentatively, that's what we're thinking. If there are any objections to that, please let me know, and we can talk over the summer, no problem. Also, for new Commissioner Grolick, I don't know if you have a subcommittee yet, but outreach is always looking. So if you're interested, let me know.
Well, thank you so much, and also thank you on behalf of the commissioners on your great work to have the venue for our public meeting. And I hope, based on the success of that, we should do more of that, maybe twice a year or so, and that would give us the visibility, and also people would know that we do exist, and we try to reach out to the community and making sure that they are aware of our existence. Thank you.
We also thank the Ann Arbor Police Department for their help and assistance at the public forum as well. Thank you. All the officers, lieutenants, sergeants, everybody was there, so we appreciate that.
Yes, part of the comments later on is really to thank the chief, the deputies, and all the lieutenants, and also the officers for their commitment to serving the community, and making sure that we are working together and to improve our performance and our service.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
may I also add that I wanted to thank our Chief of Police, Chief Anderson, and not simply him as well, but also the other officers who were with you. It helped me to get to know you, and I think for you to know us as well. And I thought it was a tremendous event. I thank our outreach committee and others who just made it fantastic. And thank you, Chief Anderson, again.
Okay, the Information Manager Committee, I'll just report to you that as of today, we had finished reviewing reports or complaints from 2021, 2022, 2023. 2022, we have only 2 complaints that Chair Carter will be reviewing. I think she had some kind of issues with the videos. And we'll be working with Lieutenant Peterli and Sergeant King to work on the rest of the complaints, especially for 2020, because that was at the time when we started and COVID started, and so everything was like scattered all over the place. We did not have a mechanism and way of reviewing the process. Now it's more streamlined, and would like to work with both of them on that, and hopefully at least for 2020, since everything is in place, maybe by our next meeting in September, those complaints will be reviewed and will be finished, and we'll start fresh with the 2024. I know with 2024, there are some complaints where somebody had a complaint, but it's unfounded, or there were probably 2 complaints about the presence of police and around the protests over here on campus, and the police was not involved. So it's like unfounded kind of thing. Probably this is what is going to be, and it will be closed. But for us, we would like to have that as part of our report. So even if it's going to be closed, we would like to still review that and close it also on our end to make sure that part is done too. So this is what I have as information manager's update.
City Council's not here, so we will not do City Council update. Next, we got communication?
Well, no, I just have a question about, on the city council, a couple. I know that we had asked Councilmember Harrison to provide some kind of an update on our response. I take it we haven't seen anything about that. Okay.
I'll follow up with.
And then I'm also just curious, do we know who will be Councilmember Song's replacement as a liaison to our committee?
I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Right, communication. Does anyone have anything to communicate to the commission at this time?
Well, one thing is we the chair had sent 3 or so weeks ago an article in MLive about the resolution that the City Council had passed in relation to the face recognition software, and the resolution. I happened to be part of that working group on really discussing the face recognition software, and more or less we had Zoom meetings because it happened at the time when in-person meetings was a little bit difficult. So we had several meetings, and we came up with the conclusion to recommend that the face recognition should not be as the sole evidence in terms of using that as to identify individuals. And as with any other studies that are done, whether it's medicine, whether it's drugs, whether it's some other genetic studies, most of the time the study focuses mainly on one group of people. And when you take that and extrapolate on the others, that would dilute the fidelity of the study or the face recognition, because there were issues related to that in terms of not everyone was included in the study. So the background, the kind of pool of individuals where the software would be relying on is not totally accurate. Also, the misidentification. And this is really a serious thing when this is the only way of identifying individuals, and then you make a mistake in the identification. And I'm glad that the City Council had passed this resolution, and I know they are working with the Police Department, Chief Anderson, to come up with some other ways where at least that is not going to be the sole reference or evidence to identify individuals. So if you did not have a chance to read that, I picked up the copy, and I will probably leave it with Ms. Cummings over here. So if anyone wants to have she can make copies of that for us.
Chief Anderson, did you have anything to say about that?
Good evening, esteemed commission members. We're talking specifically about our facial recognition, if I understand it correctly.
Correct.
Yes, we did have a resolution that was passed that was obviously sent to our city administrator, who supports the resolution from council, and then he also relegated the roles down to the police chief in our department to look at policies. As it stands, we do have a draft policy that looks specifically at what we're doing or what we think about facial recognitions. And I can just tell you that from where we stand, we don't believe that using artificial intelligence alone as a sole indicator allows for us to identify people that have perhaps maybe committed a crime or alleged of committing a crime. We recognize the tool that it brings, but the way that we see things is that we have to use the expertise of our actual police officers and police detectives in order to determine whether or not a person is being alleged of a crime. And even when that occurs, it requires our police officers and detectives to actually interview the individuals, to look at the evidence and be objective and make decisions as they should in policing, but not just because a computer says that the person committed a crime. We also recognize with artificial intelligence, it can have a negative impact of people of color. Mainly what our research has shown us, especially Black women, have had some challenges with respect to the way AI is looked. Now, I don't know the future. Perhaps maybe at some point it can change. But as it stands right now, the way we see it is we need a police officer to actually vet what we have and make decisions based on human intelligence.
Can I ask a question? On the facial recognition, thank you. Typically, it's used to identify suspects who may be involved in a crime. Is that, I understand that you're not going to use it alone, but it is a tool.
It is a tool, and it is used in a number of different ways. There are times when they use some analytics in order to identify individuals who may have already been known to have committed an heinous crime or is a danger, and they may be entering a location such as a stadium, and that person could be a concern for all of us. In those instances, there are ways that we would want to identify that person before they get inside of that location and make contact with them. But that doesn't mean that it solely states that that person committed a crime. It could lead us to try to stop something from occurring. But those are in the extreme cases. I think what what we're looking at most of the time is where it is used to identify a suspect, and the only thing that you're using is facial recognition alone to identify the suspect, and that is something that we do not advocate for.
Any other questions, Chief?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any additional communications?
Anyone attended the Juneteenth or the workshop that the police had a few days ago? If so, would you please update us on that?
No, actually, the commissioners that signed up unfortunately could not make it due to certain circumstances, but I heard the event went very well, and we look forward to continue our collaborations and making efforts to. Yep. All right.
Yeah. The other thing is also besides the leadership of our police department is also would like to resume our open discussion with the officers representing the union officers on the force. We had started our lunch meeting and open discussions with them, and I think for the past year or so, because of change of personnel over here, commissioners, things somehow got placed on the back burner. We would like to resume that too, because we don't want just to be focusing on the leadership of the police department, also the officers themselves. We would like to have the open discussion. Probably will initiate that and will inform the commissioners of any dates where we could probably meet over lunch, and any commissioner would be welcome to attend. This is just part of our plans for this year, is to resume our discussions.
Do we have any public comment?
Anyone would like to address the commissioner?
I would.
Please do.
Let's go. Let's stay. Most people know me. I think some of the police officers know me here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Miss Duck. My name is Miss Duck.
You
Okay.
have 3 minutes. I'm going to just start the time.
Okay. Miss Duck, 100 South 4th Avenue, apartment 703. Everybody sits here and praises everybody. I can't do that. There are some good cops here, but I know when I call NLPD because of the crack dealer on my floor, the drug addicts that are on my floor, the prostitution on my floor, I always get there's nothing we can do. What do you want me to do? I can't go to management because management tells me to go to PD. I go to PD, they say you got to go to management. If I take it upon myself to open up my big mouth, that's Honey Hart, and most of the cops know her here. If I open up my big mouth to say something, I am wrong. So what do? What do we do as residents of? I got to move because I can't live with it anymore. So what do I do, or what do the people, the seniors, and they're all seniors? What do we do? If we can't call PD, I remember I was threatened. Went to PD. I was told by a cadet, Texan, well, what do you want me to do? The man threatened to break my neck, set my apartment on fire, and kill my dog. And when I went to them, after I called them, Nobody came. So I walked over to there. I walked over. And they said, well, he said, what do you want me to do? I complained to Riley. And I get a letter back because I had to FOIA it. Oh, no, he was found, there was nothing done wrong. What do we do? And this is, and you're here to oversight for the police department, right? And I'm not saying they're all wrong. I'm not saying that they're bad people. I know a lot of them, and a lot of them know me. But what do I do, or what do we do when stuff like this happens? And we're constantly, I'm dealing with, what's his name? Oh my God, Keller, Detective Keller. I ain't heard from him since the incident happened. I have to keep calling him. What happens? What do I do? My only thing is I have to move. And y'all can look at, they know me, they all know me. Most of them know who I am. I don't know you. I've never heard of you. But I know most of Ann Arbor PD. And I'm friends with most of them. I speak to all of them. I sit behind their building with my dog almost every night because it's quiet, it's peaceful. Have a good night.
May I ask a question?
Now, I just want to know what to do. What do we do? How do we change the situation here? How do we change it? You got drug dealers. They're still on 4th and what is that? When they get ready to build that new building? What is it, Catherine? 4th and Catherine. Crack dealers sitting there. And they can't wait for the new building. And I went to and again, there's not a lot of people here, so I think I can have a little extra leeway. They're sitting there selling crack. And I watch all the homeless people, and they go behind Braun Court and with their pipes smoking crack. And when I tell somebody, I give information to the people I know in the PD, and they send it over to Met Law Net or something like that. Nothing's done. Nothing is done. And this is happening constantly throughout Ann Arbor. They sit on the corner of my building with their crack pipes smoking, with their alcohol. It's crazy. And I've been here 11 years. I am not a Michigander. I'm originally from New York. And I have never seen what I see in Ann Arbor. I've never seen it in New York. And I live in the Bronx. One of the what you'll call the worst part of the 5 boroughs. I've never seen this. And it's just getting worse and worse. And I was homeless. I lived in these streets for 2.5 years. I lived in my car. I lived in a truck. I lived over here behind the train station. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. To the point I'm like, okay, I gotta leave now. So as the commissioners, y'all need to come up with some solutions. With Ann Arbor PD, okay? Because, they have the insight. They're on the streets all day long. They know what's going on. You guys are behind your desk. You don't always know what's happening. Whatever your other day jobs are, I don't know. But maybe y'all need to work together and listen to what they're telling you. And I know there's a lot of mental illness out here. I understand that, okay? But work with Port, work with all, there's something has to be done because you're gonna run everybody out of here. You're gonna run them out. And these are houses. I live across the street from $1 million condo. Do you think they wanna see this? They don't. I don't. And I don't even make that kind of money. I don't even pay that kind of rent. I don't want to see it. And I'm entitled to live the same way that a person who makes who pays $1 million for their rent or for their building, even though I may not pay that, I have the same right to live the same way without all the nonsense. And when I call on people, I expect them to be there to help me. And I have to go off the deep end. I really have to go off the deep end screaming and yelling and to 911 in order to get assistance. And I should not have to do that. I should not. But thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. One thing you can do is for us to follow up with your comments over here. Is if you have any complaints about an incident, we can entertain that. We can pass it to the police department. They can investigate, making sure that you are safe and you have the right to be living in the comfort of your place with safety and security.
You have an office right around the corner here, right? When you right before when you come through the door, that little hallway, and that first office has something to do with complaints. I wrote my name and number down. Never got a phone call back. Never got a phone call back. And that's somebody. And I don't. It had something to do with when you have a complaint about something. Nobody ever called me back.
So if you're able to, after the meeting, because there was a number on there and it was contacted, but the number that was contacted, it wasn't the person who left the complaint, if you could see me after the meeting.
Because my phone number does not have my name on it. It has my last name, but not my first name.
If, after the meeting, if we could speak and get that information, that'd be great. Thank you.
And I would like your business card too. Thank you.
Can I say something? Okay. Well, thank you.
Mr. Chair, is it out of order if I ask the chief of the police to respond to what the young lady had to say?
Thank you. I am going to respond, but I'm going to use one of those, like when you see on TV and they say you call a friend. And so I'm going to take this opportunity to call one of my professional standards lieutenant up who can talk about our investigations, and he's more equipped to really talk specifically about what we do and then follow up with her later on. So I'm going to ask Lieutenant Petterly to come up and speak about this.
Good evening. I think at the beginning I had an opportunity to introduce myself to everybody, but I'm Lieutenant Petterly. I'm in charge of the professional standards section here at the Ann Arbor Police Department. My role within the agency is investigating internal and external complaints that come into the police department, as well as working with the ICPOC Commission for complaints that come in through you all. So just a little bit of background. So when complaints are received, we reach out and contact the reportee that their complaint has been received. We go through and review any information that's available to us, whether it's body cam video, recorded phone lines, security camera footage, anything of that nature. Then we do interviews of whatever officers might be involved with this incident. That would ask a series of questions that's direct and specific to the policy violation that would be involved with that. And then the goal of that is to find out if indeed there was some sort of violation of either policy or law by our officers, and then that's addressed accordingly with whether it's disciplinary action, training, something of that regard. And then we follow back up and get back in contact with the reportees of these complaints. So I can't speak to all incidents that she was referring to, but we have processed the one complaint that you were mentioning, and you did receive the disposition letter on that. If you'd like to speak about that further.
I FOIA'd it though. That's the only reason I got it. I FOIA'd it.
Okay. It was mailed to the address that was listed at the time, but that's kind of the process. But if that's something that the commission would like to look into further, that's kind of the process that we have. Our complaints and dispositions for citizen complaints come forward to you guys, and then we can kind of sit down and review that with you and evaluate that process. So if that's something for this specific incident, we can absolutely do that.
Chief, did you have something else?
Just a quick question,
Sure.
if I can. Is the area that was described, 4th and Catherine, and I guess, have to include 4th and Huron, are those areas of known drug use or drug sale or prostitution? If the police knows, I'm just asking.
I mean, there's not necessarily one specific area more than another that we would consider maybe like a high crime area, but different things do pop up in different locations. But not necessarily something that is like a high crime area.
Can I say something to you?
Sure.
These are the same guys that were banned from West Park. They went, and they sit there, they play dominoes. They did the same thing in West Park. They've been banned from West Park. Then they came over to Fourth and Catherine. Okay, so y'all know the faces. You don't know what they do. You banned them from West Park for selling drugs. So
Sure.
again,
Like I said, different things move around through different areas of the city. It's not necessarily a problem that can be completely dispelled from certain areas, but we do respond to any calls that we receive of that type of nature, and they are investigated and looked into.
Yeah, we would like the incident, the case of the complaint. Would like to have access to that. So if there's any evidence or material that we can review, that would be really great. We can work on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chief Anderson?
Thank you, Lieutenant Predley. Ma'am, I believe you, so I do.
he's alive. There's
No, I don't think you're lying. So I'm glad we had an opportunity to listen to the kind of the complaint process, but the reality is what we're hearing is that there's a problem with crime, and that it's having an impact on her quality of life. And so while we will look at what was done in the past, and our lieutenant will take a look at that, what I will do is I will get with my officers and have them take a look at the area and see what's taking place there, and then we can follow up. I've already given her my information, and we'll make sure we follow up. But the thing that I want to just make clear in terms of how we do things is what I tell my police officers is that despite sometimes people look at areas when they talk about crime, but we don't address specifically areas. And the reason why is because when you start looking at areas and crime, then you start impacting good people that live in that area. So you don't want a broad perspective on the area. We want to be focused and specific to who is committing the crimes. And we want to make sure that we're focusing on those individuals because we don't want to cast everybody into a net. So we will talk to her and figure out what we have, and then we'll try to zero in on the specific individuals that are committing crimes, and we'll address it. But sometimes just having a police presence there alone can deter crime. But sometimes having a police presence there makes people feel uncomfortable. So that's how we're addressing it.
Just general.
Anderson, can I make a comment? You're Anderson, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me make a comment. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm just gonna be really, this is what they say about Ann Arbor PD. When you call them about a crime, they say, oh no, don't give the criminal award. This is what they say about you guys. I'm just being honest. Y'all will give them an award. But when we call, we get nothing. Nothing. I just let you know. And I know what they call Crack House Square. And it's Courthouse Square. It's called Crack House Square.
Yeah, there's clearly frustration there. So, man, we will look into it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I wanted to say something, make a statement back in April, but I was unable to attend the meeting, so I think this is just as good a time as any, being our last one for this season. And sort of along the lines of what you're saying, I just want to say that, this commission was formed by individuals who, some of whom, if not most, had experienced crime and wanted to do something about it and wanted to address how we handle our community and the problems within our community, not just crime, but some of the systemic issues that affect individuals in disparate ways. I started on this commission this past year. I'm just learning everything. I joined because my friend and next door neighbor was murdered. Jude.
I know Jude.
Jude was one of the founding members
She worked
of ICPOC. Yep.
I know Jude very well.
So she's my next door neighbor.
Okay.
I understand that anger and that frustration. I can say from my experience, the police response was wonderful, and it made us feel very seen and heard in our frustration. But there are a lot of issues still within the community that make it very hard for our community to operate effectively. And a lot of people are getting left behind, and a lot of people are frustrated. And I understand you. I moved out of West Park because of that trauma. And I got really angry, and I understand your anger, and I still feel it. But I'm trying to, like Jude, channel it into something that's going to benefit others rather than just being angry at everyone I see, which is what I did for like the first 6 months afterwards, and it didn't work. But I do hope that in this coming year, we have a great team, and I'm hoping that we will be able to work with other commissions and organizations, because it isn't strictly a crime or a police issue. As you indicated, we have mental health, we have addiction issues, we have poverty, we have housing insecurity, we have all of this. We need to address it. Once we get to the point where we're policing, it's gone too far in my mind.
And I'm just letting you know, I went to the Housing Commission meeting, was it last week? Or this, was it, no, last week. I went there too, to voice my opinion.
And you need to do that, and we need to, and we are hearing you, and
I'm not angry, trust me.
I know,
I'm just.
it's okay to be angry.
frustrated.
I'm angry. You can be angry, I'm angry, but all I'm saying is I value this commission. I value the members of this commission who all work within the community in other degrees as well, not just police oversight. And we are working actively, and we will continue to work actively to further Jude's mission, which was a holistic mission to just improve the community. And so that's just, I just wanted to say that, and I also wanted to just take this moment to honor my fallen friend, and just say how happy I am to be a part of this program that she helped to build with all of you. And I think, we have a lot of work to do, but we have a great new chief, and we're all collaborating, but we understand that this is a big issue that needs to be addressed. So I'm speaking for myself, but I just wanted to state that, and also just pay a tribute to my friend.
I get that, but we've got to do something. If you stop the drug dealers, then the drug dealers, the drug addicts have nowhere to go buy drugs. If we get rid of the drug dealers, they have to go somewhere else, and not in our neighborhood. But I don't know.
Okay.
Commissioner Gullich?
Thank you. As I'm listening, I'm just wondering, because it seems like what we want potentially is to, here's these people who are potentially disruptive, and we want to, arrest them or do something to get them to not be disrupting our lives. But it sounds like it's potentially like an order maintenance issue, because if I'm in public and I'm selling drugs and you don't actually see the drugs, you can't necessarily do anything, I'm wondering. So like...
Would you like to see the videos?
I'm just saying, in the moment, so it just seems as though there's a gap in what capacities the city has. So while we probably want to solve things the way we have solved them before, I think we should try to think about a new way, because the old way didn't work. That's all.
If you know somebody
Miss, okay, I think,
what makes them change?
I think we should stop this discussion, please. We allow the other commissioners to have any say on any of the issues that we addressed tonight, or any of the issues that they feel that they are important. Any commissioner, anyone would like to say anything, comment on any of the issues we addressed this evening, or opinions, etc.?
One thing I'd like to mention, Mr. Chair, I'm sorry. On the issue of the facial recognition, just going back to that a bit, I take that issue very seriously. I actually represented a woman about 20 years ago, an African-American woman, who walked into City Hall to pay a parking ticket. And she had a nose ring. She wore a nose ring. And based upon the fact that she was a dark complexioned African-American woman with a nose ring, they arrested her for armed robbery. And we actually had a trial. In the midst of the trial, maybe 3/4 of the way through, a witness appeared from the prosecution who positively identified, "You've got the wrong lady." But it took money and time and resources, and that was just based upon a description of a black woman with a nose ring. And she had to suffer through that. So I take the facial recognition issue very, very personal and very seriously. And with the AI, with the advent of AI, which we didn't have 20 years ago, the possibility for abuse and misuse is frightening. That's all I want to say.
Okay. Thank you.
I just want to take a minute to thank our community member for sharing with us what she did. I mean, we need people to come to these meetings and to otherwise inform us of issues. I also want to thank Commissioner Francis for sharing her professional and personal feelings. I learned something about you that I didn't know. So, and I want to thank the chief for being so willing to come in a public forum like this and address it to the extent that you can. I think it speaks volumes. I not necessarily to compare with other folks in the past, but that's not necessarily what we've seen before. So, and it's what I've already come to expect from you. I mean, just that you were willing to step forward and deal with this in this open issue. I, for one, as a commissioner and as a member of the community, appreciate that transparency.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I think we come to the conclusion of our meeting today, and I'd like to have a motion to adjourn our meeting.
So, support. Oh, I think the chief wants to say something.
Before we close, Chief, would you like?
I'm sorry, thank you. I did want to give an update. First of all, thank you. And I appreciate what you said. I learned a lot from what you provided. And also with you, Commissioner Green, as well as Commissioner Francis. There's a couple things that I wanted to provide you some updates on, but I just wanted you to know that we recognize that you're here because you have a passion and a story. Every one of you. And your passion drives change in our community, in the police department, and that's what makes this relationship great. And so, I encourage you to continue to use your passion to modify policing, because this is what community policing is about. It's not only about what we think, but it's about what you think, and us working in tandem. As Commissioner Milgram and the rest of you have spoken, I really appreciate that. This is policing at its best. I do want to give you an update on just a couple of things and maybe something to consider. I would like for us at some point to consider having some type of panel discussion with you all, and maybe we bring some other people in, and we have a panel discussion on community policing. And we bring people in and we talk about it and have a real candid conversation about what the police department can do and what the community can do. And we do that as a cohesive team. But we need to be honest and hear from where things are going. So I think you should consider that. The other thing is that the police department, as an update, is we're going to roll out our shared vision. Now, that's going to take place on July 17th. It'll be 6:00 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. and it is at the Forest Cove Office Building, and that is located at 3021 Miller. I think it's Miller Road. You all know better than I do, right? I'm still learning, right? Is that right, Commissioner Billups? You've been here a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. At that location, I'm asking you to attend. What's going to happen is we're going to put out where we've gathered information from the community. And as I wrap up, I'm going to tell you these things. We're going to talk about the police department's values that we found. We're going to talk about what we call the 5 C's. It's our strategic pillars. We're going to talk about our motto, our mission, and then we're going to roll out our vision statement. And we'll do all of those things there. And then we're going to talk to the community about what we're going to do to bring back community policing, where we put police officers back in the beats so that they can get to know the people in the community. And a lot of that came with respect to many conversations that I've had with you when I met with Commissioner Billups, who was a real strong component of that, spoke to us at the Peace Center and provided the police department an excellent way to navigate our relationship with the community. These are great things, to come down there and see how the community supports you, and to be a bridge to see us try to help a mother in need was exactly what we respect, and that we couldn't do it without you. So I just wanted to give you those updates, and I want to thank you for allowing us to be here. Thank you for allowing my staff to come up. They do care about the community. I hear it all the time. We have a great police department, and that's my update. Thank you.
Could you repeat the date of the event one more time?
The date is July 17th. 17th. I hope that's not a bad day.
And I will email commissioners of the event, and we'll get a sign up.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you, Chief. And you and your officers are all having an open invitation, so don't feel that every time we have to just go and invite you. You are all welcome to be over here and share your vision and your plans and what we can do all to make sure that our community is being served to the best of our abilities. We hear them and we act on their concerns and as well as on their recommendations and their complaints. And we really appreciate this openness. And there is no better way than being transparent and frank. And we see that. And we will also take up on the invitation to have open discussions, and we'll pursue that. And that would be a great thing to have solidify our relationship and also to improve the relationship and make sure that all of us are serving the community. Okay. So I think we got to go back to adjourning. Move to adjourn?
Second.
I support again.
Second.
All right.
In favor?
Aye.
Against?
7:05.
Motion carried, and it's 7:05. Okay, thank you so much for coming, and have a safe and healthy summer.